Did you know some cultures leave their dead on mountaintops for vultures to eat? From hanging coffins on cliffs to turning ashes into beads, death is celebrated in ways that will leave you speechless. Today, we're uncovering 10 bizarre burial traditions that challenge everything you thought you knew about life, death, and beyond. Let's get in. 1. Sky burials in Tibet. First stop is Tibet. Imagine this. You're standing on a mountaintop, watching vultures tear apart a human body. Sounds horrifying, right? But for Tibetans, it's not creepy, it's sacred. It's called a sky burial, and here's why they do it. In Tibetan Buddhism, once the soul leaves the body, it's just an empty shell. So instead of burying it, they offer it back to nature by feeding it to birds of prey. Think of it as recycling, giving back to the earth in the most literal way possible. Now imagine being there, monks chanting prayers, families watching silently, and vultures descending from above. It's haunting, beautiful, and kinda badass, all at the same time. But wait until you hear about Indonesia's Toraja tribe. They literally dig up their dead relatives. 2. Manini ritual in Indonesia. Next, we head to Sulawesi, Indonesia, where the Toraja people take ancestor worship to a whole new level. Every few years, they exhume their dead relatives, clean them, dress them in fresh clothes, and even pose for photos with them. Yay, you read that right, they hang out with mummies. For the Toraja, death isn't the end. It's just another stage of life. They treat their ancestors like living family members, believing their spirits stick around to watch over them. Think about it. If your grandma was still technically part of the family photo album decades after passing, would you find comfort in keeping her memory alive, or would it creep you out? Speaking of creepy, let's talk about the Philippines' hanging coffins next. 3. Hanging coffins in Sagada, Philippines. In the mountainous region of Sagada, locals have been practicing a unique burial method for centuries. They hang coffins on steep cliffs. These coffins are often small because the deceased are placed inside in a fetal position, symbolizing rebirth. The higher the coffin, the closer the spirit is believed to be to heaven. Plus, it protects the body from animals and floods below. But here's the kicker. You'd need nerves of steel to scale those cliffs. Would you ever climb a cliff to visit a loved one's resting place? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of climbing heights, let's head to Madagascar, where skeletons hit the dance floor. 4. Famadihana in Madagascar. In Madagascar, funerals aren't somber events. They're parties. Families exhume their ancestors' remains, wrap them in fresh cloth, and dance with them to life music. Yes, you heard that right. Dancing with skeletons. This ritual, called Famadihana, or turning of the bones, strengthens bonds between the living and the dead. Families use this time to share stories, ask for blessings, and reconnect with their heritage. If you ever wanted to throw a party for your late grandma, this might be the ultimate way to do it. Next, we travel to South Korea, where burial meets sustainability in a truly innovative way. 5. Bead burials in South Korea. With space becoming scarce in urban areas, South Koreans have started turning ashes into decorative beads. These colorful orbs, available in shades like blue, green, pink, and black, are displayed in glass jars as memorials at home. It's practical, eco-friendly, and allows families to keep their loved ones close without taking up land. Plus, who wouldn't want their ashes turned into something sparkly and beautiful? If someone turned a relative's ashes into pink beads and displayed them on their coffee table, would you find it touching or totally weird? Now, let's visit Ghana, where coffins become works of art. 6. Fantasy coffins in Ghana. In Ghana, funerals are legendary for their creativity, and nowhere is this more evident than in fantasy coffins. These handcrafted masterpieces reflect the deceased's personality or profession. A fisherman might be buried in a giant fish-shaped coffin, while a pilot could rest in a miniature airplane. Some even opt for lions, eagles, or luxury cars. Funerals in Ghana are seen as celebrations of life rather than mourning. The more elaborate the coffin, the greater respect shown to the departed. Up next, we explore Australia's Aboriginal Dreamtime connection to burial practices. 7. Smoking ceremonies in Aboriginal Australia. Aboriginal Australians perform smoking ceremonies to cleanse the spirit of the deceased and guide it to the afterlife. Smoke is believed to purify both the living and the dead, helping the soul transition peacefully. This ritual ties into the Dreamtime stories, which explain the origins of life and death in Aboriginal culture. It involves burning native plants to create smoke, believed to cleanse, drive away bad spirits, and pave the way for a brighter future. Isn't it beautiful how fire, often associated with destruction, can also represent cleansing and renewal? Now let us stay in Oceania and learn about New Zealand's Maori tradition of preserving heads. 8. Toimoko in New Zealand. The Maori people practiced toimoko, a tradition of preserving the heads of their ancestors through a meticulous process of smoking and drying. These tattooed heads, known as mokomokai, were considered sacred treasures. Tattoos held deep spiritual meaning, and preserving the head ensured the ancestors' mana, spiritual power, remained intact. Sadly, during colonial times, many mokomokai were stolen and sold to European collectors, leading to efforts today to repatriate them. Let's move to Bali, where death is celebrated with fireworks and feasts. 9. Ngaben ceremony in Bali. In Bali, death is marked by the Ngaben ceremony, a grand cremation festival complete with processions, music and flames. The body is placed in an elaborately decorated tower before being burned to release the soul. Fire is believed to purify the soul and send it to the next realm. Without proper cremation, the spirit may linger, causing misfortune. Would you rather have a quiet, intimate funeral or a massive celebration like this? Share your thoughts below. Finally, let's end our journey in the Amazon rainforest. Yanomami tribe. 10. Endocannibalism in the Amazon. Yanomami tribe. Our final stop takes us deep into the Amazon rainforest, where the Yanomami people practice a ritual known as endocannibalism, not in the way you might think. Instead of consuming flesh directly, they grind the ashes of their deceased loved ones into a drink, which is then consumed by family members. This act symbolizes keeping the spirit of the deceased alive within the community. By ingesting the ashes, the Yanomami believe they are preserving the soul's energy and ensuring it remains part of the family forever. While the idea of consuming human remains might seem shocking to outsiders, for the Yanomami, it's a profound expression of love and respect for the dead. Would you participate in such a ritual to honor a loved one? It's a tough question, but imagine the depth of connection it creates. That wraps up our exploration of the strangest burial traditions around the world. From vultures in Tibet to dancing skeletons in Madagascar, these burial traditions remind us that death is far more complex than we imagine. Whether it's through reverence, celebration, or innovation, humans have found countless ways to honor those who came before us. Thank you for joining me on this unforgettable journey through the strangest burial practices around the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Thanks for watching.